This is Lexicon's Games, and we are continuing our progress in Spellcaster University. At this point, we have gotten through the hard parts and are well on our way to success. That's because we have a lot of permanent bonuses. Our rune scriptoriums are 9% more efficient. Our infirmaries are 14% more efficient. Our dormitories are 5% more efficient. Our elemental dojos are 12%. We get 6 arcane magic every time we draw a nature magic card. Every time we interact with the king, we get 160 plus 285, 285, 385, 445 gold. Our new teachers have a chance of becoming steadfast. The Archmage is really important. We have only one midwife. We want to get more because 3% bigger groups of students isn't much, but if we get to 9 or 15, that'll be much better. Reducing all prestige losses by 8%, increasing the efficiency of workshops by 21.5%. New students have a 30% chance of having the worker trait. This is actually quite crucial. 76% chance of having well-behaved means that we will get very few shifty students. Recovering from hunger faster. A potion learning rate plus 31. Elementalism learning rate plus 10. I also want to point out that we have fates that increase the speed of learning in a room, that increase the efficiency of a room, or the efficiency at which you learn a type of magic. And I prefer the magic types because, for example, the students can learn portal magic from an object, not just the cross-dimensional room. But all of these compound, whereas small chance of being smarter, we hope to get more calligraphers. Shadow magic cards reduced by 12. Now where is Archmage? 4%. We hope to increase that a bit. We've only got one Thaumaturge. The barbarians are also very crucial. I'm not sure that I have one yet. Assassination learning rate, small percentage increase. Undead Slayer, that's nice. So all of these compound and you just get stronger and stronger in your playthrough. Potions plus 12% here, plus another 9% there. So very Enchanter is very good. All alchemy magic learning rate, even though it's only 2% right now. So in this place, we will be trying to gain 4 dragons. Right now, our schools are set up so that everybody is a light sleeper, recover faster, and recover from exhaustion and hunger faster. So that's a very powerful combination. Our students are sort of like pachinko balls going through or going through a system that gives you rewards for each class they take. And we're still only at year 1. We also have a very strange little extension here, which I only use for janitor's rooms. This is a relatively cramped school, but it will be very, very powerful if everything works out. I don't want Master Brewer, Shaman, or Rune Master. So I will look at my reference. I post the reference on everyone. Rune Master. Increases rune learning rate but requires 4 runes. And Shaman. Druidism and Elementalism. I do not want to do Druidism, so we will do Rune Master. That means we will create Athletic and Beautiful and do an Alchemy only class. Alch only curriculum. I am not going to put many students into that curriculum until I actually have rune magic that they can learn. So I will continue to put students in that other class. Runic Spear, we definitely want that for the dungeon. Oof, that's not good. Reputation with Inquisition is down, but not terrible. And we want to get several refectories, which means increasing our reputation with the peasants. Alchemy. So that's some synergy. Our curriculum is alchemical. Best not. Our curriculum is alchemical, and our alchemy specialist quest is also alchemical. For that quest, if a student has 4 runes, and they are one of the 12 that we need, they will automatically graduate in the curriculum. Beds. That's good. Beds are extremely valuable and you never run out of slots for them, so take them when you get them. So we have 1 refectory, we need a few more. Always happy to give tribute. So the orcs are at +10, everybody's positive now. All the relationships are positive. Shoulder Martin is good. No magic aberrations. We don't like it when students' heads turn into pumpkins, but it does happen. We are still in the Halloween season, and we have our Halloween decorations. Students' Hall, that would be good. It's important to keep the students resting and relaxing as much as possible. Our combat against the undead is going well. So we will need 50 to buy a refectory. 50 relationship with the students. I think I'd like to have the rune down there or up here. We'll see. Also like to put a rune. Might as well do that. Now let's just hope that we get some orc banners to improve our relationships with the orcs. Currently at 10. You need 200 nature or arcane mana to start. We will buy our first refectory from the peasants. minus 15. 200 nature magic. Guild. Oh, rune scriptorium. Alright, we will put that there. And now we will start putting some students, and we will learn its language. We need 3 refectories. We have 2. We also need 4 dragons, and we have, I think, 0. Alright, alchemist can lend a hand with the peasants. That was very nice. That gave us the reputation we need to go to the peasants again and get another deal to supply the kitchen, which means we can now raise funds, and now we are focusing on dragons. Dragons appear randomly in each school of magic. So there are 5 dragons here. There are some alternate dragons that appear occasionally, but usually only under very special circumstances, for example, in a dungeon. Or you can get a dragon as a reward at the end of a adventure. Normally, I would not be happy with this number of non-permanent things, but ooh, that's good. Well, I'll put you there. You are mediocre. White dragon, that's 1. We need 4. That's 2. Prison. Put the prison here because I don't want students to go too far from the curriculum. Increase the efficiency of the psychologist. And we will add more orcs. No bullies. Now we have 2 dragons. I usually get to 5 before year 5. But it's going to be a challenge. Okay, teacher's lounge. So I just put up the private apartments there. So now we have 2 sets of teacher rooms. Would like some dormitories perhaps over here. But at least while we are doing the curriculum, it makes sense not to have dormitories too high up. I don't know whether 3 years, even training only alchemy, is enough time to get to rune 4. So we shall see. Let's try the merchants and ask them for artifacts. Not what I wanted, but I'll take it. Okay. Enchantment 2, rune 0. Massage techniques, I don't want to use up alchemy magic. Green dragon, wonderful. That is the 3rd dragon we need. So you have green, white, and purple. Blue dragon would be very nice because we are so alchemy focused. There are some unusual events that can get you another dragon, and sometimes someone comes by selling them. Counselor's office. Punctual is a very good teacher trait that makes them fast. Clan banner, we definitely wanted that. Two. Increase the efficiency of the alchemy room, where the teacher is excellent. Voracious. A slow eater and a slow mover. Those are not good traits, but if she keeps going here, she might lose some of those negative traits and become a better teacher. I think at this point I can sell the new house. Alchemy wings. You'll add the nature room. That is an alchemy only curriculum. And they are not learning runes very quickly. So I would like to put a rune stone here. In addition, we once again will not have a potion room, which is a drawback. But we'll have to do that in order to make sure that our students graduate in runes. Fairy dragon, wonderful. That is one of the unusual ones, and now we have gathered the dragons. Students learn magic 40% faster. We did that at the start of year 4. This is going to be fantastic. Put a terrarium in there. I like the students that go to the dungeon to have herbalism skills because that's healing. Now that students are learning that much faster, massage techniques, coat of arms. So students become acquainted with the school and gain us prestige. Also probably will put the stadium here at this point. Good, critical hits. We've got 1 4, we've got a 2, got a 2, that's wonderful. And here we put the rune stone in the enchantment room, and that should take care of this curriculum. Then we'll start working on the orc reputation. When you get the orc reputations high, it makes your cards cheaper, which is really, really useful. I like these enchantment hats because they improve teachers' pedagogy. This teacher is already up to excellent. Fantastic. She was mediocre just a moment ago. That student has enchantment 3 but runes 2. Light room. I will take that. Next adventure. And now our orcs are only up to 12. The Inquisition's at 92. The peasants are at 78. Our runic spears will now be 2. So let's see about the regular curriculum students. They do not yet have high runes. Shoulder Martin, less aberrations is good. I will spare no expense. I think I'll put the library over here. And now let's see how our faster improving students can do. That bonus to magic learning is really, really impressive. Put a second banner down here because we're so concerned with improving our reputation with the orcs. Well, our reputation with the peasants is high enough that that's not a problem. Down to 78, orcs up to 42, very good. And of course the alchemy is chugging along nicely. Backfinery, 20% chance to dodge an attack is very, very good. I think we're going to wait until year 7 before we use this dungeon, because if I'm right, ooh, I got a rune master already. If I'm right, we only get 1 dungeon on this level, whereas on most levels we get 2, and on one of the levels we got 3. Also, misbehaving, yeah, we don't like that either. Alchemy Apprentice, Arcane Scholar, Private Bedroom. I do like increasing the efficiency of the private bedroom, and I like making sure that the private bedroom generates money. Oh, and there's our blue dragon, which will also increase the speed of magic learning. So this is a really interesting synergy. We had to get the dragons to get a 40% increase in learning, but each dragon also increases the rate at which students learn a particular school of magic. Orcs at 46. We bet on the orc nephew because we don't need to raise money by betting against the chief. So up to 68. That's wonderful. And this is, I said I wanted that there. It'll go there. Could have also used the alchemical component. And now we can also put a dorm up here. Hopefully our curriculum students don't go up there. And another green bed. We can put the green bed up there. I also usually like putting medical beds next to the stadium because students do get hurt playing sports. We want the breastplate because we are focusing on orcs. Normally I would take the evil banner. Our reputation with the Lord of Evil is still negative. The orcs were up to 70. When we get to 75, oops, as shown on the local map, get to 75 with the orcs, all cards cost 5% less. That is a tremendous benefit. Give us the simple dungeon, but again, we're not going to go into that dungeon for some time. Let's put this in the light magic. I do want my students to be learning enchantment magic. 71. All right, let's do that. Party time. Finished. Thank you, human. Got one rune master. Put that there, which will continue to increase our prestige. We're going to be putting a lot of non-7-year students into the curriculum right now. You can see they've all got the learning faster trait. That is quite a bit faster. Elementalism dojo, tournament and betting. Of course we're not doing anything, dear neighbor. Peasants up to 85. The peasants increase the rate at which we get to interact with the surrounding countryside. Cheese? What is blue-green cheese? It is not a destructive potion. It often is a destructive potion. Philosopher's Stone. That would be nice. If we keep generating those, I would be very happy. Chance of learning the diligent trait. And lawful students learn faster. Because we have such a good reputation with the Inquisition, we got to do a free attack on the Lord of Evil without losing reputation with the king. Now, if we did send a party at this point, that's good. That's interesting. I do want everybody to have more runes. These runic spears are very helpful, increasing our shields. Mana snake. I like to put this on the bottom row because I usually have a dorm here. This will also increase the efficiency of the scriptorium. And we'll put in a criticality prism. I'm going to put that in enchantment. I think I want the students to learn enchantment magic. She is preparing a lesson. Well, that's the enchantment teacher. That blue robe teacher is the alchemy teacher. Oh, and she is here. But she doesn't have any students at the moment. Also reduces the Lord of Evil. Another free attack on the Lord of Evil. Put the money ourselves into the stadium. Magic teacher. A second rune. Third. That is very good. 4. Things are going extremely well. Keep increasing the efficiency of the room scriptorium. That student is up to 4. That student is up to 4. Yes. Now at this point, if they do spend time there, they will increase their skills. We have completed the alchemy objective. We are well on our way to completing the curriculum objective. So I might run the dungeon at year 6 instead of year 7. Blue-green alcohol is arcane magic. Not as good as gold, but still good. Time room. Now we will put most of our students into the main school. We have about 20 in the curriculum. Hopefully that curriculum will be done soon. So that teacher has to walk all the way over here. So the next chance I get, I might put some teacher rooms up there. Our prestige is okay. It's not great. Elemental shoulder pads generate money, which is useful. We exclude bullies and shifty students from the school. Guild banner. Nice. Huh. Blue alcohol cheese is money. I don't want... Oh, I'll put that there. This stadium is now more efficient. Improve the efficiency of the light room. Component supply. Very good. I usually put that in the arcane room. I'll put it in the light room. Bright staff refractory. I like having these ones that have no vertical. I like putting them on the edges. Don't often put them inside like this. So now some teachers can go eat there if they want to. I like putting elven bows in this room. Blue circle green is sacred elixir. We actually could use that. Hero's Chapel, might as well. The punctual teacher will get there quickly, so that's good. This level might be over pretty quickly. Put the runestone here. That's a bully. That's another bully. And another hero skill. We might save it for another level. Let's see. Another year. wait one more year before entering the dungeon. That means another free attack on the Lord of Evil. That has been extremely helpful. Almost always take more students. Oop, I let in a bully. Almost always take new students when you get that card option. We'll put another private apartments there. So now we have teacher services quite regularly. Potion is tempting. Just put another bow in another room. I don't expect those to activate. I would like to have some janitors. Have not been generating much shadow magic. One rune master. 2, 3 rune masters. That's 7 of 12. That's pretty good. And a unicorn. I didn't realize that we did not have unicorns placed. Okay, and at the end of year 7, we will go to the dungeon. The harp can be very useful for keeping students calm, but our students are not misbehaving that much. So it is less critical now than it was earlier. Where's the two-room bedroom now has 2 canopy beds. Very nice. And because we have some graffiti, we will clean that up. Put another stable up here in case we get more dragons or other animals. The parents are of course delighted that we claim we sometimes throw their own children in jail. That must be French humor. Not really my style of humor. Blue circle cheese is the one we're missing up here? I guess so. Blue circle cheese. Yep. And now we have finally filled out the recipe grid. I usually fill that out much, much faster. Arcane staff. That's fantastic. If we get the plus 40 and the plus 25 learning speed, that would just be magnificent. Improve the alchemy room. Bright shoulder pads. I don't think they will activate. Look, I might as well put a potion workshop up here. I hope it doesn't draw our students in the wrong direction. So I want them to stay down here. But I think we pretty much covered the curriculum. I love putting the blueprints in the stadium so that our scholar athletes can become smarter. And I like putting the ivy, which improves the efficiency of adjacent rooms. We are very close to going into the dungeon. I also hope to get blue circle unicorn alcohol cheese. I hope to get some archmages in this trip through the universe. This beautiful lake should be good for that. That will keep students from misbehaving. I like to put the eye over here so that when students come in, they pass it and feel watched. Then I like to have chains here so that when students come in, they see the chains. I will order you a coffee machine immediately. Well, I was afraid of that. The blue students have found their way up here. But I think that we will be fine. Since we need so few. Now it is full. Usually I like to hit the first dungeon in year 5, but because this particular place only has one dungeon, as far as I know, we postponed it. This is great. I've got a 4 fire attack, a 4 enchantment with healing. They don't have the armor. This one does. That is the perfect bottom right, the 5 enchantment. And then I will put a student with a spear up there. Let's see if that one actually has a spear. Ooh, we want the enchant. Start the adventure. We'll scare them away with a troll scream. Save the scrolls. Yeah, that's pretty good. For the shields, not great. These troll screams are quite nice. Everybody's good at beast magic, which paralyzes our opponents. Paralyzing the opponents in the first round is crucial to surviving. That's a 4, that's not great, but it's not a problem. Chant of protection, now we have a phoenix feather, we can revive one student. We will not interact with the rats, we will just take their ritual components. If you see a rat carrying ritual components around a dungeon, obviously you should be worried. Goes without saying. You see the time travel canceled the damage there, so that is very helpful. Time travel level 3, time travel level 2, level 2, level 1. Might as well do this. We do kind of need shadow magic. Oh, and the lich is only attacking at level 2. So that's absolutely fine. We could get hit by that lich several times. The lich is unusual because it attacks everyone at once. Come to a business agreement, no need to fight. This can be one of the harder encounters. Because demons paralyze your character when they hit it. So that fire mage did not get to act. Force it open, gain a key. The elementals, I believe, can also recharge their shields when they hit you. So it's great that we got rid of their shields before they could recharge them. It's sad that their gold is useless now. We must help them. I am glad that we paralyzed the wolf. The wolf attacks twice, making the wolf especially dangerous and extremely dangerous at high levels. This dungeon is extremely friendly. We're already at level 22. We're only getting an attack of 4. Our shields are all the way up at 12. We will take another protection. Since we aren't going to go into another dungeon, as far as I know, we do not need our castle to have a phoenix. Therefore, it doesn't make sense to spend. So this is nice because we avoid losing prestige points. We will get another ritual components. We do not need to improve our relationship with the Inquisition, so we will just take money. Now this time we are going to get hit. Got hit twice. We have a lot of healing potions and we have a phoenix feather. Some of our students are healing some of our other students. You see those green positive numbers. But these two need healing. So that was good. Took a risk and it paid off. All of a sudden, the monsters are hitting for 10, and it is no longer necessarily safe in this dungeon. I think we can at least get to 50. Depending on the cards we can get to 75. We would be getting more cards if I had been willing to have a potion school, but I did not want that classroom because I wanted students to be learning runes. The all-in-one cauldron is an essential component of every wizardly refectory. It entertains students while feeding them, and thus the lunchroom reduces boredom as well as hunger. Therefore, everyone should get the multifunction cauldrons every chance you get. A sword in the stone would teach heroism magic. If we were going to have another dungeon visit, that would be very useful, but I don't think we will. Monsters are up to 19. They're getting very close to being able to one-shot our students. That's a big enough deal. I will increase the back row. This might be our last one. We might also lose a student. Whew. close. We did lose our first student. Lost a second student. And I think we're going to lose everyone. We lost 4 students. We got 42 prestige. The rest of this was not terribly crucial. Unicorn, alcohol, cheese. I usually like to put this with the guidance counselor, because of course the guidance counselor should have a grotesque statuette. The potion teacher should have that. The demon chamber. And sure, every student who enters or leaves will also pass by the ritual components. The large hourglass goes in the prison. Enchantment. Sorry. Getting students to be passionate makes them better at learning higher level schools of magic. So, how did we do? All of our classrooms now have a multifunction cauldron, which is good. Punctual teachers are also good. And another dormitory. So now I'll be saving 5,000 gold in case there's a specific event towards the end of this level that allows us to hire the Adventurers Guild to set back the Lord of Evil's plans. But we are at 7. Use the potion to get rid of that. As I said, I like to put medical beds next to the stadium because students get hurt. Blue circle cheese is a void potion. We don't need that right now. Teachers eating in the cafeteria, the refectory. Let's see. One rune master. 2 rune masters. 3. 3 rune masters. We are 2 away from completing the curriculum, so we will not be adding any students to the curriculum. The generic classrooms make it more likely to get an archmage because they teach four disciplines instead of just 1. So I also think of a school in terms of the proportion of specialized classes to general classes. And one of the few advantages, I always love arguing with the referee until the match is canceled. I mean, we're a magic school. You know, there are things we could do to win a match, but you would not want to see them. Now we get the Lord of Evil banner up there. We're at hundreds except for 57 with the Kingdom and -5 with the Lord of Evil. We should have completed all of the quests on this level by the start of next year, at which point I will probably close out the stream. Normally I would pick this if we were going into the dungeons again, but we're not. I see we don't have a black dragon, so might as well get one. I want blue circle unicorn up here, but I will take blue alcohol cheese. I don't know exactly how potions generate prestige, but they do seem to, not every time, perhaps every other time you play a potion. The interdimensional room is interesting because it does not need a teacher, and it is therefore cheaper. Elves. We do like elves. Elves have a chance of getting much better futures. They also do tend to be smarter. So as I said, we can also spend time simply improving our full discipline rooms, the ones that teach 3 different schools of magic instead of just one, because those classrooms are more likely to generate archmages for us. Green circle cheese is good. We'll take some shadow magic. Chains, I like having those here. You notice our students are misbehaving a great deal less now that we have had progress compared to the extent to which they were misbehaving when we began this. Let's put this janitor down here. Want a fast one. Well, that one is slow. That one is regular speed. So we will take a regular speed janitor. That is also particularly important for a certain dungeon event, which we are not going to get on this level, so it's not quite as important, but it passively improves all non-human students' knowledge of magic. Let's see. Well, we will put that in there. Those students should be learning extremely fast now. The pig chamber improves the rate at which you get to do this. I will buy some more classrooms. The shadow room, I think our students are missing out on shadow magic. Let's see, circle, cheese, sleeper soul. Demon tapestry. Let's put that in there. Private apartments, 1, 2, 3. We will improve the efficiency of that one. With any room, there's always a question of, do you want a larger quantity of this room, or do you want to make the room or rooms that you have more efficient? And it is a question of strategy. There isn't a universal right answer to that. But you should be thinking in those terms when you decide whether or not to add duplicates of a room. Obviously, the resting rooms, like the dormitories and the food. Are you an excellent teacher? You are. You will now become a priest. You will never never be hungry or tired. Okay, how many students do we have? We have 96 students. That does seem to be about the number that is usually our maximum. The library helps students who are high level study their best magic. So this one is probably improving his potions. Yep. And that one is I didn't think, yep, is improving portal magic. Again, we will add to the classroom. Crypt. Might as well. Never pick the clumsy one. I don't like magical aberrations. I don't know what the increased chance is exactly. I don't have a number for it, but I tried to avoid it. Ugh. We're only getting the stained glass window now. I want students who have herbalism to also have sacred magic so that we have a chance of getting midwives. But this came late enough that that's unlikely, unless I could put some herbalist boards up there maybe. Astral clock is good. Prevents sudden rises in student needs. Crystal ball is always good. Removing negative traits from teachers is tremendously positive. Put a janitor here. I usually put them at the edge because they don't come back to the room so often, but that fits nicely in a sort of Tetris kind of way. Oh, blue circle unicorn. Our prestige has risen dramatically. Yes, like that. Our students are still at 96. Let's see what happens here. Will we complete our curriculum? One rune map. That's it. Curriculum is complete. Which means we can free the curriculum students to study anything. Now this curriculum will be useful in the future because I want students to have, I don't need a white dragon, well I'll put it there. I want students to have rune magic. So, athletic and beautiful. So we will switch all of these to allowed. We will still make them priority alchemy students, but they are now allowed to go anywhere. And we prefer these light sleeper gourmet students who will be up and out of bed and out of the dining room faster than other students. Blue circle unicorn. What is green circle cheese? I don't think I wanted it. Oh, I did. Okay. Green circle cheese. It is my theory that when you have no cards, you get cards faster. I have not proven that. It's just a theory. Also like getting the student cards towards the end because I want to have so many students in my school that they won't let me get new students because the later the students arrive, the less likely they are to get a useful future. We only have 85 students though, having just graduated so many. So let's see what happens. I might as well put a teacher's lounge up there. They've got the dining room, but not the lounge. Keep improving these multifunction classrooms. That one is out of the way. There's no vertical access to the teacher's room, and in any case, it's not terribly useful. At this point, All of the wall hangings are useful. We are not going to fill out all of the wall spaces, but the beds are especially good. And the medical bed, in some ways, is the best of all. The green bed teaches Druidism and Herbalism, and since I don't have a Druidism classroom, it's great that the students can learn that through some other method and possibly have that count to the 14 or 15 schools of magic they need if they are to become an archmage. Well, so the vampires learn magic 30% faster, they get 40% faster, and they potentially get an additional 25 if we can get them a crystal staff. Or is it an arcane staff? Whatever it is, it helps them learn. 1, 2, 3. Student halls. Let's have a cheese. Keep improving these classrooms. Mentor. This teacher is excellent. That teacher is only appropriate. Become excellent because of your mentor. We do not need more orc levels. The orcs are at 100. I'll put that there. At this point, it's not going to be as useful as it would have been early in the game, especially like having these trophy rooms next to the stadium. All of the artifacts and stuff that you put in the trophy room affects students in all adjacent rooms. I definitely want to have a bedroom there, a dormitory. I don't know if I'll get to have one. Huh. Are the blue students taking any non-blue classes? Actually, there aren't very many blue students at all. Yes, there's one learning. Didn't sleep well because other students in the dormitory were snoring. Oh well, can't read that. Keep improving the pig chamber. Green circle alcohol, that is not destruction. I thought it's Sylvan elixir. We do not need that. Improve the bright staff refectory, even though there are no teachers in it at the moment. Improve a janitor's room. More orcs. Now we have 101 students, which is better than the 94 that we had before, but we will be done at about year 10 and a half. I could slow things down by visiting the king frequently, but I don't feel like I need to. I think our students, oops. So we are going to further increase prestige. We have now broken 300. Don't have any artifacts yet in the trophy room. This one just increases arcane mana. At this point, it's not terribly useful, but it isn't useless either. Another green bed to further improve the variety of classes taught. Our alchemical department will provide a coffee machine, which we'll put there. The Assassin's Arena. The Infirmary. The Nature Room was the lowest level of the 3 options that were given me, therefore I picked that one. Higher chance of being elves. Why not? Because we don't have any place where I'd like to put that. Sometimes you pick something and you don't have a place for it, and you throw it right back on the pile. Okay, we are going to stop here. Let's see what sorts of futures we're getting. Oh, that is not very good. Nothing terribly special yet. Yeah, none of these are exceptional. Put an herbalist board up there. Save the game, and then I will stop recording. I hope I have shown you that there are an intricate series of relationships in this game that work together to make you stronger as you go through each level. And next time we will complete this level and then head to the swamp.